Have you ever felt a subtle shift in your relationship as the years go by, where the deep love and admiration you once felt for your spouse now feels tinged with frustration, distance, or even resentment? If you have been in a long-term marriage, you might have experienced this evolution, where the spark that once burned brightly seems to flicker under the weight of time, responsibilities, and unmet expectations. This is not just a mysterious phenomenon. It happens to many couples, and there are real, practical reasons behind it. The journey of marriage is a complex one, filled with highs and lows, and understanding why these shifts occur can be the key to transforming your relationship and rediscovering the love that first brought you together. In this insightful video from Aged Wisdom, we are uncovering 9 compelling reasons why women's feelings toward their husbands often change over time in long-term marriages. More importantly, we will explore actionable strategies that couples can use to address these challenges, bridge emotional gaps, and build a stronger, more fulfilling relationship that stands the test of time. Stay with us until the very end, because these insights could be the turning point your marriage needs to thrive once again. Whether you are a husband seeking to understand your wife's perspective, a wife feeling disconnected, or a couple looking to reignite your bond, this video is for you. Before we dive in, I would deeply appreciate it if you could show your support by liking this video. It helps me continue spreading these valuable lessons about relationships and aging wisely. If you have not subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss any of our transformative content. Let me know how you feel. If you like this video, comment number 1 below. If you do not, comment number 0 so I can improve and create even better videos for you. Let us embark on this journey to uncover the reasons behind these shifts and discover how to nurture a lasting, loving partnership right now. Reason 1: the passage of time and shifting expectations. One of the most fundamental reasons women may begin to feel a growing disconnect from their husbands in a long-term marriage is the inevitable passage of time and the shifting expectations that come with it. When a couple first meets and falls in love, their relationship is often filled with excitement, passion, and a sense of newness. They see the best in each other, embracing quirks and imperfections as endearing traits. Fueled by hope and idealistic visions of their shared future, they believe that love will be enough to carry them through any obstacle. In those early days, a woman might admire her husband's ambition, his spontaneity, or his ability to make her laugh, seeing his little habits, like forgetting to put his socks away or telling the same jokes repeatedly, as charming parts of who he is. However, as the years pass, these idealized visions often clash with the realities of daily life. Responsibilities pile up. External stressors like career demands, financial pressures, or raising children take center stage, and the relationship that once felt effortless now requires deliberate effort. As people mature, they evolve, shaped by their experiences, challenges, and personal growth. Unfortunately, not all couples grow in the same direction. Some develop a deeper bond through shared experiences, while others find themselves drifting apart, unable to reconcile the changes in their personalities, needs, and aspirations. For example, imagine a couple, Sarah and Michael, married for 30 years. When they first met, Sarah adored Michael's carefree nature. He was always planning spontaneous adventures, making her laugh with his playful attitude. But as the years went by, Sarah took on more responsibilities, managing their household and raising their 2 children while juggling a part-time job. Michael's carefree attitude, once a source of joy, began to feel like irresponsibility to Sarah, especially when she needed him to step up during stressful times. like when their daughter struggled with school or when bills piled up. What Sarah once saw as charming now felt like a burden, and her expectations for emotional support and partnership grew while Michael seemed content to remain the same. As individuals change, so do their expectations about love, partnership, and emotional fulfillment. Early in a marriage, a woman might tolerate her husband's poor communication skills, his reluctance to help around the house, or his emotional unavailability, believing that love means accepting imperfections. But as she matures, she may begin to expect more, not just in terms of shared responsibilities, but also in emotional depth and connection. Many women reach a stage where they no longer have the patience for unresolved issues or minor annoyances that once seemed insignificant. They crave a relationship that feels reciprocal, where they feel heard, valued, and understood. Societal shifts also play a role. In earlier decades, many women were conditioned to accept certain dynamics in relationships, such as the husband being the primary decision maker or the wife carrying the bulk of household and emotional labor. But as perspectives evolve, women begin to reevaluate what they want from life and whether their marriage aligns with their desires for equality, respect, and fulfillment. If they feel stagnant, unheard, or emotionally unfulfilled, the sense of disconnection deepens. The passage of time itself is not the issue, it is how couples navigate that time together. Couples who nurture their relationship, adapt to change, and grow in alignment with one another often maintain a strong connection. But for those who fail to address the gradual shifts in expectations, emotional needs, and personal growth, the result is often a widening emotional gap that can feel impossible to bridge. To overcome this, couples must prioritize open communication, actively listen to each other's evolving needs, and be willing to adapt together, ensuring their love evolves with the years. Reason 2. Changing roles and imbalance of responsibility. As women grow older, they often become more aware of the shifting dynamics in their relationship, particularly when it comes to roles and responsibilities within the household. Early in a marriage, responsibilities may seem evenly distributed or at least manageable, with both partners navigating the challenges of building a life together. However, over time, many women find themselves shouldering a disproportionate amount of work, both physically and emotionally, leading to frustration, exhaustion, and a growing sense of resentment. Women are frequently expected to juggle multiple demanding roles, managing their careers, handling finances, raising children, overseeing their education, maintaining the home, and ensuring the emotional stability of the family. Even in modern relationships where men are more involved than in previous generations, there is often an underlying expectation that the woman will be the primary caregiver, the organizer, and the emotional pillar of the household. This invisible yet critical labor, often referred to as emotional labor, includes everything from remembering birthdays and scheduling doctor's appointments to handling conflicts between children and managing the family's social calendar. Consider Emily, a 55-year-old woman who has been married to David for 28 years. When their children were young, Emily took on the bulk of parenting duties, packing lunches, helping with homework, and attending school events, while also working part-time as a nurse. David, a busy accountant, contributed financially, but often left the household management to Emily, assuming his role as the breadwinner was enough. As their children grew older and became more independent, Emily expected the load to lighten, but instead, her responsibilities shifted. She began helping her now teenage children navigate emotional struggles, college applications, and career planning, all while managing her aging parents' care and continuing her job. David, however, remained relatively passive, rarely stepping in to share these new responsibilities, leaving Emily feeling overwhelmed and unsupported. This imbalance becomes even more pronounced as children grow up. While one might assume parenting duties would lessen as children become self-sufficient, the reality is that a mother's role often shifts rather than diminishes. If a husband has been disengaged in these areas throughout the marriage, the contrast becomes stark, and a woman may begin to feel a deep sense of exhaustion and frustration. In some cases, men may assume that because they provide financially, their contribution is sufficient, failing to recognize the immense mental and emotional toll placed on their wives. Over time, this dynamic can create a growing disconnect. A woman who once felt close to her husband may begin to feel like she is navigating life as a single entity within the marriage, managing everything alone. The emotional burden of maintaining the household, caring for children, working, and often supporting extended family members can become overwhelming. When there is a lack of partnership in these responsibilities, a woman may start feeling undervalued, unseen, or unappreciated, eroding the emotional connection she once had with her husband. If left unaddressed, this imbalance can create lasting damage. Women who feel unsupported may withdraw emotionally, invest more time in their children, careers, or personal pursuits, and disengage from their marital connection. In the worst cases, a woman may realize she feels happier or more at peace when her husband is not around, signaling a deeper fracture in the relationship. To bridge this gap, couples must work toward a more equitable division of responsibilities, openly discuss their roles, and ensure both partners feel valued and supported in their contributions. Mutual appreciation and shared effort can help restore balance and strengthen the partnership. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you are here with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 3. Dissatisfaction in the intimate relationship. Sexual intimacy is often a critical component of a strong, fulfilling marriage, serving not only as a physical connection but also as an emotional and psychological bond that reinforces closeness, trust, and mutual affection. However, as time passes in a long-term marriage, various factors can lead to a decline in intimacy, leaving one or both partners feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, or even rejected. For many women, this decline in intimacy can significantly impact their feelings toward their husbands, creating emotional distance and dissatisfaction. For women, physiological changes brought on by aging, hormonal fluctuations, or health conditions such as menopause can significantly impact their desire for intimacy. Decreased estrogen levels may lead to a reduction in libido, vaginal dryness, discomfort during intercourse, and overall fatigue, making physical closeness less appealing or even challenging. External stressors, like work pressures, caregiving responsibilities, or emotional burdens, can further diminish a woman's interest in intimacy as her mind and body are preoccupied with other demands. Men, too, experience shifts in their sexual health and behavior as they age. Some face decreased testosterone levels, erectile dysfunction, or a reduced ability to sustain intimacy as they once did. In other cases, men may become emotionally distant, preoccupied with work, or take their partner's presence for granted, leading to an unintentional neglect of their wife's emotional and physical needs. When a husband no longer expresses affection through small gestures, meaningful conversations, or physical closeness, his wife may begin to feel emotionally isolated, undesirable, or unappreciated. Take the example of Linda and Tom, married for 35 years. In their early years, their intimate relationship was a source of joy and connection. They would hold hands, share affectionate touches, and make time for each other despite busy schedules. But as they aged, Linda went through menopause, experiencing discomfort and a decreased desire for intimacy, while Tom struggled with health issues that affected his confidence. Instead of addressing these changes together, Tom withdrew, focusing on his work, while Linda felt neglected, interpreting his distance as a lack of attraction. The absence of intimacy left Linda feeling lonely, and over time, her frustration turned into resentment, eroding the emotional bond they once shared. The lack of intimacy does not just impact the bedroom, it often seeps into other aspects of the relationship. Without affectionate touch, playful banter, or shared moments of vulnerability, an emotional gap forms, leaving both partners feeling estranged. For women, unmet emotional and physical needs can lead to feelings of frustration, loneliness, or even contempt, gradually eroding the foundation of love and companionship within the marriage. Maintaining intimacy in a long-term marriage requires ongoing effort, understanding, and a willingness to adapt to each other's changing needs. Honest conversations about desires, concerns, and emotional well-being can help couples navigate these challenges. Couples might explore new ways to connect through non-sexual affection, shared hobbies, or simply spending quality time together. Seeking professional guidance, such as from a therapist or counselor, can also provide tools to rekindle intimacy and rebuild closeness. By addressing intimacy with empathy and openness, couples can restore the emotional and physical connection that strengthens their marriage. Reason 4: unresolved conflicts and lack of communication. One of the most common reasons long-term marriages begin to deteriorate is a breakdown in communication, particularly when unresolved conflicts accumulate over time. In the early stages of a relationship, couples often make an effort to connect, discuss their feelings, and resolve conflicts with care and attention. However, as the years pass and the initial excitement fades, couples can fall into routines that lack the depth of meaningful conversations, allowing small issues to fester and grow into larger, more intractable problems. When communication falters, unresolved issues, whether they are about day-to-day concerns, unmet emotional needs, or ongoing disagreements, quietly build in the background. For women especially, feeling unheard or misunderstood can be deeply painful. They may bring up concerns, frustrations, or emotional needs to their husbands only to feel dismissed or invalidated. Over time, this lack of validation can create a sense of emotional detachment as they retreat inwardly to protect themselves from further disappointment. For example, consider Anna and James, married for 40 years. Early in their marriage, they would talk openly about their feelings, even during disagreements. But as their lives became busier with children, careers, and aging parents, their conversations dwindled to logistics, schedules, bills, and household tasks. Anna often tried to express her feelings of loneliness or her need for more emotional support, but James, feeling overwhelmed himself, would brush her off, saying, "We are fine. Let's not make a big deal out of this." Over the years, Anna's attempts to communicate were met with indifference, and she began to withdraw, feeling unseen and unheard. What started as small misunderstandings grew into a deep emotional chasm, with Anna feeling resentful and James unaware of the depth of her pain. This emotional disengagement can manifest in subtle ways at first. Less interest in daily conversations, fewer attempts to connect on a personal level, but over time, it can deepen into resentment and bitterness. Problems that might seem minor, like a disagreement over household chores or differing views on how to spend free time, can grow in significance when repeatedly ignored or minimized. As unresolved conflicts accumulate, trust erodes, and emotional disconnection becomes more pronounced. The range of unresolved issues can vary widely, from financial strain and differing parenting approaches to deeper breaches of trust, such as infidelity. In many cases, these problems are never fully discussed or resolved because couples fall into a pattern of avoidance or denial. They may fear that addressing difficult topics will lead to more conflict, or they may convince themselves that the issue will resolve itself. However, avoidance only deepens the divide, as the unresolved problem continues to chip away at the relationship's foundation. For women, the lack of emotional fulfillment can feel like a growing void. When their emotional needs are not met, they may feel disconnected and alone, even when physically present with their partner. Over time, this emotional distance can evolve into dislike or contempt, with the husband who once brought joy and comfort now feeling like a source of frustration or resentment. To bridge this gap, couples must prioritize communication, not just speaking, but truly listening, validating each other's feelings, and working together to find solutions. Addressing unresolved conflicts with honesty and empathy can rebuild trust, restore closeness, and prevent small issues from becoming insurmountable divides. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you are here with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 5. Personal growth and self-awareness. As individuals age, they often embark on a profound journey of personal growth and self-awareness, a process that can be especially transformative for women in long-term marriages. Life's challenges, milestones, and transitions act as catalysts for self-discovery, prompting women to reflect on their identities, desires, and aspirations. This period of introspection can lead to significant shifts in how women view themselves and their relationships, sometimes creating tension with husbands who may not be on the same path of growth. One key transition that often triggers this self-reflection is the shift from raising children to experiencing an empty nest. For years, many women dedicate their energy to nurturing and supporting their children, finding purpose and fulfillment in motherhood. However, as their children grow older and become more independent, the absence of day-to-day parenting responsibilities can feel both liberating and unsettling. It opens up space for women to reassess their identities beyond being a mother, spouse, or caretaker, prompting them to ask, "Who am I now, and what do I want for the next chapter of my life?" Imagine Clara, a 60-year-old woman who has been married to Henry for 38 years. For decades, Clara's life revolved around raising their 3 children, managing the household, and supporting Henry's career. But when their youngest child moved out, Clara found herself with newfound time and freedom. She began exploring hobbies she had set aside, like painting and yoga, and even enrolled in a local writing class, discovering a passion for storytelling. Through this process, Clara realized she had spent much of her life prioritizing others, and now she craved independence, adventure, and self-fulfillment. She wanted to travel, take risks, and pursue her dreams, but Henry, content with their routine, was resistant to change, leaving Clara feeling unsupported and emotionally distant. Other life changes, such as retirement, career transitions, or shifts in personal interests, can also spark personal growth. As women approach midlife and beyond, the realization that life is finite becomes more apparent, igniting a desire to seek fulfillment and purpose beyond traditional roles. This desire can manifest in many ways: pursuing a new career path, exploring forgotten passions, or simply seeking a deeper sense of self. Through this journey, women often discover new strengths, talents, and interests, leading to a heightened sense of self-awareness. However, this personal growth can create a disconnect in the marriage if the husband does not undergo a similar process or fails to support his wife's evolving needs. Women may begin to reassess their relationships, questioning whether they are truly content in their marriage, especially if they have spent decades prioritizing the needs of others. The realization that they have sacrificed so much of themselves can lead to disillusionment, particularly if they feel their spouse has remained stagnant. This can create feelings of emotional distance, as women crave a partner who understands and supports their newfound desires for independence and self-fulfillment. To navigate this, couples must communicate openly about their personal growth, share their aspirations, and support each other's journeys. By embracing each other's transformations with curiosity and encouragement, couples can grow together, ensuring their relationship evolves alongside their individual development. This period of self-discovery can become a powerful opportunity to deepen the marital bond rather than a source of division. Reason 6. Changes in physical appearance and attraction. Attraction within a long-term marriage is far more than just physical appearance. It is deeply rooted in emotional, psychological, and relational connections. However, as women age, they often undergo significant physical changes that can impact their sense of self and their perceptions of attractiveness, which in turn can affect their feelings toward their husbands. These changes might include weight gain, the appearance of wrinkles, shifts in body shape, changes in skin texture, and other signs of aging, all of which are natural but can trigger feelings of insecurity and dissatisfaction. For many women, these physical changes lead to a shift in how they view themselves. They may struggle with self-esteem as they come to terms with their aging bodies, feeling less attractive or desirable than they once did. This can be compounded if they perceive a lack of affection or admiration from their husbands. When a husband no longer expresses the same level of warmth, compliments, or physical closeness as he did in earlier years, his wife may begin to feel emotionally isolated, interpreting his distance as a lack of attraction or interest. For instance, consider Rachel, a 58-year-old woman married to Mark for 32 years. In their early years, Mark was always affectionate, complimenting Rachel's appearance and making her feel desired. But as Rachel aged, she noticed changes in her body, weight gain after menopause, wrinkles, and graying hair that made her feel self-conscious. At the same time, Mark became less expressive, rarely offering compliments or initiating physical closeness. Rachel began to feel undesirable, and her insecurities about her appearance deepened, leading to emotional distance in their relationship. She wondered if Mark still found her attractive, and the lack of affirmation left her feeling unappreciated and disconnected. Husbands, too, experience changes in their levels of affection or attentiveness as they age, often due to their own insecurities, health issues, or external stressors. When a husband withdraws, whether emotionally or physically, it can intensify a woman's feelings of unattractiveness, leading her to question not only her appearance but also her value within the relationship. This emotional detachment can create a cycle of insecurity and resentment, further eroding the dynamics of attraction in the marriage. Addressing this requires both partners to approach the issue with empathy and understanding. Couples can work to rebuild attraction by focusing on emotional intimacy, Through meaningful conversations, shared experiences, and small gestures of affection that transcends physical changes. Husbands can make an effort to show appreciation and love, affirming their wives' beauty and worth, while women can work on self-acceptance, recognizing that aging is a natural part of life. Together, couples can navigate the emotional and psychological effects of aging on attraction, fostering a deeper, more holistic connection that sustains their bond. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you are here with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 7. Financial stress and lifestyle. Pressures. Financial strain is one of the most pervasive factors that can place immense pressure on a long-term marriage, often exacerbating existing tensions and creating new ones. As couples grow older, they face the growing responsibility of securing their financial future, particularly when it comes to saving for retirement, managing debt, or covering the rising costs of living. The looming prospect of financial insecurity, paired with the stress of present-day expenses, can lead to heightened anxiety and conflict, straining even the strongest relationships. For example, take Laura and Stephen, married for 42 years. In their 60s, they began planning for retirement, but disagreements over financial priorities created tension. Laura wanted to save aggressively, worried about their future healthcare costs, while Stephen preferred to spend on travel and hobbies, wanting to enjoy their present years. Laura also took on the bulk of budgeting, managing bills, and ensuring their children's financial needs were met, while Stephen remained less involved. Over time, Laura felt overwhelmed by the responsibility, resenting Stephen's lack of engagement, which deepened their emotional divide. When financial goals and priorities are not aligned, the differences can lead to a widening divide. One partner may focus on long-term security, while the other prioritizes immediate enjoyment, causing frustration and misunderstanding. For women who often take on the bulk of financial management in the household, balancing bills, ensuring there is enough for children or aging parents, and planning for the future, this tension can deepen. If they feel their husband is not equally contributing, whether through income or active financial planning, it can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration as they bear the emotional weight of financial stress alone. Financial pressures also exacerbate other underlying issues in the relationship. As couples argue over money, they may focus more on their differences and less on their emotional connection, leading to decreased intimacy, trust, and communication. To mitigate this, couples must have open, honest conversations about their financial goals, create a shared vision for their future, and work as a team to manage stress. By addressing financial strain together, couples can turn a potential source of division into an opportunity to strengthen their partnership. Reason 8. The need for respect and equality. One of the fundamental emotional needs for women in a long-term marriage is respect, a need that often becomes even more crucial as they age and gain a deeper awareness of their worth. As women navigate the complexities of aging, health changes, and evolving personal goals, the desire to feel respected and valued within their marriage takes on greater significance. Respect in this context goes beyond politeness. It includes acknowledgement of their efforts, recognition of their individuality, and validation of their emotional needs and desires. For many women, the accumulated experiences of marriage, career, and personal growth bring a heightened sense of self-awareness. They begin to reflect on their lives, assessing their fulfillment within their marriage and recognizing the importance of equality. This means not just equality in financial or physical contributions, but also in emotional and mental partnership, where both partners truly listen to each other, honor each other's decisions, and value each other's contributions, whether in managing the household, raising children, or building a career. Consider Margaret, a 62-year-old woman married to Paul for 39 years. Throughout their marriage, Margaret managed the household and supported Paul's career, often putting her own aspirations on hold. As she aged, Margaret began to crave a deeper sense of partnership. She wanted Paul to value her opinions, acknowledge her contributions, and engage in meaningful conversations. But Paul often dismissed her ideas, assuming his role as the decision-maker was enough. Over time, Margaret felt undervalued and emotionally distant, her frustration growing into resentment as she longed for mutual respect and equality. When women feel their perspectives and contributions are taken for granted or dismissed, it can lead to emotional withdrawal. They may feel less seen or appreciated, making it difficult to continue investing emotionally in the relationship. To foster respect and equality, couples must actively work to create an environment where both partners feel safe, valued, and connected. This means listening with empathy, appreciating each other's efforts, and ensuring both voices are heard in decision-making. When respect and equality are present, it nurtures emotional intimacy, strengthens the marriage, and allows both partners to thrive. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you are here with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 9. The desire for change and new experiences. As women age, the desire for change and new experiences often becomes a powerful force in their lives, particularly in long-term marriages. After years of dedicating their energy to raising children, building careers, and managing daily responsibilities, many women find themselves yearning for something more as their children grow older or they gain more independence. This desire can take many forms: a longing for freedom, adventure, personal growth, or simply the chance to step outside their comfort zone and embrace the unfamiliar. For many, this yearning arises from a growing realization that life is finite. As women reflect on the passing of time, they may feel an urgent need to make changes, pursue passions they once set aside, or explore new possibilities. They might crave the excitement of spontaneous adventures, the thrill of learning a new skill, or the satisfaction of accomplishing something entirely different from their past achievements. However, this desire for change can create tension in a marriage if their husbands do not share or understand these aspirations. Take Ellen, a 59-year-old woman married to George for 36 years. After their children moved out, Ellen felt a renewed sense of freedom and a desire to explore. She wanted to travel to new places, take up photography, and volunteer in her community. George, however, preferred their predictable routine, resisting Ellen's ideas and dismissing her desire for change as impractical. Ellen began to feel trapped, her longing for new experiences unmet, which led to feelings of frustration and emotional distance. She questioned whether her marriage was holding her back from realizing her full potential, deepening her sense of dissatisfaction. If a woman's partner is resistant to change or prefers to maintain the status quo, she may feel her desires are being stifled, creating a sense of emotional disconnect. In some cases, this lack of support can lead women to question the relationship itself, wondering if they can truly grow within a partnership that does not align with their evolving needs. To address this, couples must communicate openly about their desires, support each other's aspirations, and find ways to explore new experiences together. By embracing change as a team, couples can ensure their relationship evolves alongside their personal transformations, turning a potential source of tension into an opportunity for growth and connection. As we have explored, the shifts in women's feelings in long-term marriages are often rooted in practical challenges, changing expectations, emotional disconnect, unresolved conflicts, personal growth, physical changes, financial stress, the need for respect, and the desire for new experiences. These shifts are not a sign of failure, but rather a natural part of the evolving journey of marriage. The good news is that with understanding, communication, and mutual effort, couples can rebuild and strengthen their bond, rediscovering the love and connection that first brought them together. Your relationship is a living, breathing entity that requires care, attention, and intentionality to thrive. Start by having honest conversations about your needs, listening to each other with empathy, and addressing unresolved issues before they grow. Work together to create a partnership built on respect, equality, and shared responsibility, ensuring both partners feel valued and supported. Embrace each other's personal growth, support new experiences, and find ways to rekindle intimacy and attraction, both emotionally and physically. By taking these steps, you can transform challenges into opportunities to deepen your connection and build a marriage that not only survives but flourishes over time. We would love to hear from you. Comment below and share one key insight that resonated with you from this video, and one action you will take to strengthen your relationship. Whether it is starting a meaningful conversation, addressing an unresolved conflict, or planning a new adventure together, your journey to a stronger, more fulfilling marriage begins today. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video, where we will continue sharing wisdom, stories, and strategies to help you navigate life and love with grace and joy.